Right. So now you're sitting in jail with no bond. You have 3 capital murder charges hanging over you in 2 different cases. And before you went in, you had 2 little boys that were
Right.
born in 2018 and 2019.
Correct.
The situation between the 3 murder charges, the cooperation with Butter, and now things are starting to come together, is that what led to you actually agreeing to cooperate?
I'm gonna keep it real. It's a number of things that I felt like I had to get out of that pickle of. I can't give it in order, but I'm gonna give it to you like this. Number one, when I came home from prison and these boys get in trouble, anything they get in trouble, they always calling me to get them out of trouble. I told my lawyer, I said, look, get with they lawyers, and we all can sit down and see how we want to fight this thing. Which direction we gonna go. Because I truly believe now the justice system and things have changed so much. Back in the days it was you sit, you don't say nothing. You don't even have to make a defense because all the burden of proof is always on the state. Nowadays, I feel, in my opinion, that you need a defense. That's the way I feel. So I tell my lawyer to get with their lawyers to let's see how we gonna fight this thing, and their lawyer tells them they don't think it's a good idea. So I felt a little betrayed right there because your lawyer worked for you. Your lawyer do what you say do. But see, now that I find out that their lawyer wasn't getting paid, they probably didn't have the voice that I had with my lawyer because I paid my lawyer off up front. No payment plan, no nothing, drop that bag. So now that I know, once I thought about that, I was like, well, maybe this is why. Because, okay, let's say, for instance, their lawyer thought that I was on some BS, that I might have been wired when I wanted to talk to them. You don't got to say nothing. I the one want to talk. Hear me out. Because I had 2 defenses that I wanted to use in the situation. Because if Ksoo have a good defense, that means every limb on the tree with Ksoo gonna fall off, and his defense gonna help everything. That's one of the reasons. Right there. Another reason was I was in jail, and I ran into one of Ksoo cousins on his mama's side. He had a big ass family on his mama's side. I ran into one of his cousins, and we was talking. He said, man, Ksoo been know Butter was a snitch. He been knew this. I said, what you mean? Yeah, he been knew that. One of my other cousins on his mama's side, I mean, I know who it is, but I don't want to, they gonna say I'm still dropping names, so I ain't gonna do that. But one of his other cousins say we told him that Butter already got one of our other cousins 20 years. Now, these are his cousins on his mother's side. Then they say, man, they told him to get Butter from around. He a snitch. He done got this person locked up. He done got this person locked up. Then you had Ksoo got into it with this young lady. She tried to tell him that Butter was a snitch. But I understand why Ksoo didn't get Butter from around, because Ksoo was banking on Butter done pull so many triggers until he can't tell. So that's what I'm figuring. That's the reason why he didn't get him from around. because he should have corrected that situation. Once he knew, and once his cousin them told him that Butter snitched, he got their other cousin 20 years in prison, he should have corrected that situation.
Well, the situation wasn't corrected, and Butter cooperated against everyone, pled guilty himself. So now you have someone who was at the scene who's now telling the whole story.
Right.
How did it feel when you finally said, yes, I'm going to turn state's evidence, I'm going to cooperate against my son, Ksoo, and I'm going to have to actually take the stand?
Man, that feeling is, I can't describe that feeling, man. You know, it ain't a word in my vocabulary that can describe that feeling. You know, in the back of my mind, I'm playing chess. That's in the back of my mind, but usually a chess game in the front of your mind. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I gotta play chess. I gotta get up out of this shit. So I'm also thinking, if I lay down, Ksoo and them will lay down. Not saying that they need to tell on nobody. They'll lay down and get a deal. Because another reason, I got fucking paperwork stacked this high. I know it by heart. And I went over the evidence. I went over every paper piece by piece, day in, day out in jail. And I knew what we was up against without a defense. But with a defense, it would have probably made a difference with my defense of what I was gonna come up with. It was so much evidence, so much damning evidence on Ksoo and Ksoo the target of the whole situation. See, when you the target with a state attorney office, them motherfuckers like pit bulls. When they bite onto you, they ain't turning loose.
Well, look, it's one thing if you're a street guy and you have a reputation to cooperate, but cooperating against your own son, that's what got everyone really shocked.
You know what they say? They say, damn, you gonna do your son like that? I say, damn, they gonna do their daddy like that? How about that? See, I'm gonna tell you something about the streets and these dudes who feel like that. I guarantee you, 90% of them don't know their daddy. 10% of that, 5 of it, they hate their daddy. And the rest, they shaky with their daddy. Because if they lived in the house with me, and if they were my son, they would have a whole nother standpoint. They would have said, man, they need to get dude up out of there. See, I'm working off our relationship. The streets don't know our relationship because I done heard that I'm 50, I done lived my life, I should have took the case. 50, you just start living good.
Look, it's a complicated situation. I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm not saying you're right. It's a situation, me being a father also, no one wants to be in. And everyone would like to say, oh, I would have done 100 years for my kids, I would have done that, until they're actually put in that situation.
Definitely. Hey, definitely. I say it all the time, you know. To me, these gangsters, they are hilarious. Because how do you know what you'll do in a situation? Do you think that mother that ran out of burning house and left her child in there intended on leaving them? Fuck no.
Yeah.
If you in the car and y'all run off a bridge and everybody drowning, what you gonna do?
Yeah, it's a complicated situation. It's easy to say what you would have done because you're not doing it.